morning, everyone. 2018 has been a defining year in my life. 2018 was the year Kerala has faced a massive disaster, a massive flood of a century. It has claimed around 500 lives. It was also the year Supreme Court has come up with a verdict on women entry. There was massive protest across the state. Unfortunately or unfortunately, 2018 was the year I was posted as district collector in Pathanamthitta district. And I was in the heart of these two episodes, not watching from the sidelines, but I was dealing with it from the heart of it. When I look back, I remember August 16, 2018. That was the day the entire district administration, every senior officials were too tired, exhausted, hungry for the last 2-3 days. All of us were busy managing the flood across the district. We have been receiving hundreds of calls in our phones from within the state, from outside the country, inquiring about the well-being of their close ones. They were asking about the rescue operations. We were getting so many calls. And a particular call, that particular day, August 16 night, I've noticed a particular call we were getting repeatedly in every number. I decided to attend the call. And there is a guy who is talking to me. He says, "Sir, we are stranded in the first floor of my house. Myself with my own family, my 2 young children, my 2 elderly parents, my wife. We are 6. The entire day, the water has been rising. Last 1 hour, the water has risen 1 foot. Now we are standing neck deep in water. If you do not send me a boat in an hour, all of us are going to die. You are going to see our floating bodies tomorrow." And remember, we are getting this call at 1 a.m. As a district collector, what are you supposed to do? This scenario, how do you deal with this? Now there is a problem. When we look at from the management side, we have a serious problem. We do have the NDRF team, Indian Air Force team, Indian Army, the Coast Guard, even the Navy. But none of them operates past, say, 6 p.m. Now we are not in a position to deploy any of the team to rescue them. Now they believe that they are going to die in an hour. I can deploy them only after 6 a.m. We have a serious problem here. What I can do? There was only single ray of hope. The hope was, I knew from the data which we were receiving, though there has been raining for the last, say, 10-12 days, the rain has started coming down. The flood water, though it didn't recede, it was not rising. So we believe the only hope that the water won't rise further. We hope that night it won't come further, that they will drown. What we did, we engaged them in the phone call. We took turns. We kept talking to them. I gave him my personal number. I said, "I am the district collector here talking. You can talk to me anytime. Call me. We are not going to sleep in the night. We are going to talk to you. We are going to rescue you. We are sending our boat teams. We are sending the Indian Air Force team. We are going to rescue you." The whole night we talked to him. And we dispatched our team at 6 a.m. In 2-3 hours. It was very difficult operation, but in 2-3 hours, we were able to save him. 2018 passed. 2019 came. All of us have seen another calamity. The entire world has seen it. COVID-19. India has got 140 crore people. And where did the first field case of COVID come? It was in Pathanamthitta district. The first COVID field case came in Pathanamthitta district. Now, like any of you, I also didn't know anything about COVID. I didn't know how to manage this. All of us has these vulnerabilities. Now, when I look back, I remember Pathanamthitta district was the one which came with the idea of route map. We came with a lot of ideas. We have introduced these COVID care centers, the quarantine. Even I remember one MLA had asked me, what is this word quarantine? Is it a new invention? Is it something which was already there? I said, it's been there. We heard about only this recently. Now, this was the COVID time. Again, I want to tell you one more small story. This is again about the COVID time and about the phone calls which I was receiving. I got an interesting call again at midnight. When your phone rings repeatedly at midnight, as a district collector, that's a sign of some calamity, some disaster. We are scared to attend the calls at night when it is repeatedly calling. But this guy said, sir, I am stranded in the interstate border checkpost. I was wondering, I do not know about any interstate checkpost in Pathanamthitta district. There is none. But then where are you, man? He said, sir, I am between Tamil Nadu and Kerala in the Idiki border. But then I asked, how does it matter to me? I am the collector of Pathanamthitta. Why should I worry? But sir, I belong to Pathanamthitta district. Good. So he is asking for the permission. And remember, this is at 1 a.m., 1:15, 1:30, 1:45. This is how he calls. Yeah, I understood. He's asking for a permit. The district collector was supposed to issue a permit to move from a state or from a district even. He's asking for the permit. I asked him, did you apply for the permit online? He said, no, he didn't. Now, he was asking for the permit without applying. I said, okay, you hand over the phone to the police. And I talked to the policeman. I said him, sir, I don't know whether you believe me or not, but I am sure I am the district collector of Pathanamthitta. If possible, you send him. That's how he let him go. Now, why did I mention these two episodes? This is just because to mention that the leadership, the qualities which you have to show is not about how do you act. It's about how do you deliver things. It's not about what do you think, what you have learned. It's not about what they taught you in the academy, in the college, in the schools. It's about how do you deliver things. Now, when you come back to yourself, think about yourself. Are you a leader? You are. All of you are a leader. But what kind of a leader are you? You are a leader who follows your heart, or you are a leader who conform to the norms, the set rules. You have to choose between the two. It may not be very easy for you to decide, but you have to decide between these two. Now, when you think about the post, the designation which you have, almost all of us believe that it's about the designation which we have. No, it's not. It's about the post. It's not about the post. It's about the way you deliver. You look around the people who are actually inspiring. There are so many people who are sitting behind massive posts and big designations, but none of them do deliver, or most of them doesn't. But there are people who deliver. There are so many examples which I do not want to quote because of limited time. Now, a village officer who left their own children during the flood and taking care of the entire village is one example. Those people who were taking care of the Oki victims is another example. They worked not because they were sitting in high, mighty positions. They delivered because they knew that that is something which they are supposed to do. When you think about yourself, you know that leadership, though gives you a platform, you have to also realize that it brings in a lot of vulnerability. At times you are going to be very alone, lonely. These moments of solitude probably must give you much required clarity as well. During the Sabrimala crisis, massive protests were there. The Supreme Court came with a verdict permitting women entry in Sabrimala. On one side, Supreme Court and the state government. On the other side, the central government and the opposition parties and the entire civil society. You are stranded in the middle. Remember, that kind of a crisis, how do you take a decision? When you realize that there is no one who is going to assist you, who is going to be with you. That is a moment. That is a moment of solitude when you realize that the clarity within you, the conscience with which you lead, is the only guiding light which can give you the clarity and the direction. Now, when you think about the designation, what we were taught so far is about the designation. You have to have a designation to deliver. That is what has been taught. No, it's not so. You just look around. There must be a single mother who might be working really hard to take care of their 3 children, to raise them through poverty. You might have seen a girl who might have filed a complaint against all odds about a sexual harassment case, against mighty forces, maybe a teacher, maybe a relative, maybe somebody in very high position. They have seen through it. Don't you think that they are the actual leaders? Don't you think that they are the leaders to be followed? Now, I believe they are the leaders to be followed. We might be facing a lot of difficulties throughout our life. But when we stick to our conscience, when we stick to our principles, whenever we understand that this is something which I am going to do, whenever we understand, I am not going to stick to the rule book, I am not going to stick to the norms, I am going to follow my conscience because I believe that is the right thing to do, then that is a right leadership probably you have to look forward to. When I wind up this conversation, I just want you to remember one thing. When somebody asks you about your position next time, what are you going to say? Never ever dare to tell them your title. You tell them your story. The story should contain your leadership style. The story must tell how compassionate you are, how confident you are. This story will definitely tell your leadership style. It's not about your title. It's not about your resume. It's about the choices you have made when it was difficult to make that kind of a decision. It was about the action you have taken when nobody else was taking that decision. Remember, taking that path is not easy. Remember, there are thousands of people who have taken that path before you. It may not be easy, but it is the path which you have to follow. I'm sure you also have to remember, leadership is not just a title. It's about the action. It's how you break the conformity. It's how you deliver. It's how you walk your dream of being a leader. I'm sure each and every one of you will be that kind of a leader who will follow your passion. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.